So when we talk about running a solo business on AI, you hear a lot about the flashy roles, right? The hunters out there finding new leads, the warriors just crushing the to-do list. But today, we're going to talk about the unsung hero of this whole setup. The one character that, honestly, keeps the entire system from just falling apart. We're going to meet the Cleric.
Look, you've probably got your AI crew all set up. They're churning out content, doing research, handling tasks 24/7. It feels like you've unlocked unlimited capacity. But then a new problem sneaks in. See, automation without any structure, that doesn't lead to freedom. It leads to total chaos. You've got all these agents running around, but you don't actually have a company. And that is the new bottleneck for anyone trying to do this.
And that's exactly where the Cleric steps in. The best way to think about the Cleric is as the connective tissue for your entire operation. They're not the ones out on the front lines, completing the quests themselves. No, their job is to be the coordinator, the protector, the one who brings order to the whole system. Because without a Cleric, even the most powerful AI team is eventually going to burn out and collapse.
To really get what makes the Cleric so powerful, let's just walk through a day in the life. Let's imagine you are running your business, or your realm, as the framework calls it. It all starts the second you log on. But instead of being hit with a messy, chaotic inbox, you get a clear, super concise morning briefing.
This is what's called the session start ritual, and it's managed completely by the Cleric. It's so simple, but it is incredibly powerful. First, you read the scroll, basically a quick summary of everything important that happened while you were offline. Next, you set your own personal energy for the day, high, medium, or low. And this is just you being honest with yourself about your own capacity. And finally, you just confirm your top priorities. That's it. In like 2 minutes, you've gone from potential chaos to total clarity.
So what does this scroll actually look like in practice? Well, here's a perfect example. See how short that is? It's not some long, rambling report. It's a tactical update. It tells you exactly what happened, and, this is key, it acknowledges the energy level you just set for yourself. This little message from your Cleric gets you up to speed in seconds. And, more importantly, it calibrates the entire system's expectations around what you can actually handle today.
Okay, so once your session is underway, the Cleric's role kind of shifts. It goes from briefing you in the morning to coordinating everything during the day. It becomes the central hub of your whole operation, making sure all the work just flows smoothly between all your other AI agents.
So what is the Cleric actually doing all day? Well, as you can see here, they're tracking anything that gets blocked, they're managing schedules, running key meetings, but maybe their most critical job is this last one. Constantly reconciling the quest board, which is just your daily to-do list, with the codex, which is the permanent memory, the source of truth for your entire business.
And this table right here, this shows you the Cleric's real value in action. They keep this crystal clear picture of everything that's going on. But notice that last line, the blocked status. Your warrior agent is stuck, and it needs a decision from you, the player. Now, the Cleric doesn't solve this problem for you, but it surfaces it immediately, so a super important task doesn't just die on the vine because no one was paying attention.
Now we get to something really interesting, a really crucial insight that came from actually using this framework in the real world. A business isn't just a machine with a bunch of tasks. It's run by a human being. And that human, well, you need to be managed and protected just as carefully as the business itself.
And this leads to probably one of the most important rules for making this whole thing work long-term. You actually need 2 Clerics, one for the business and one for your personal life. If you try to mash them together, you just create a ton of noise and both of them become less effective. And this slide just lays out that separation perfectly. Your business Cleric, the source material calls her Fricka, is all about the operational flow of the company. Quests, blockers, the whole deal. But your personal Cleric, Isolde, has a totally different but just as vital job, protecting you, the human. She's the one tracking your rest days, your doctor's appointments, and your energy patterns, all to prevent you from burning out. This quote from the source really just says it all, doesn't it? When you're in the middle of a deep work operational briefing and suddenly you get a ping about a dentist appointment, you lose all focus. That context switching, it's exhausting and it's inefficient. By separating these conversations, you can be fully present in your work when you're working and fully present in your life when you're not. All right, so you've had a productive day. You've made real progress. But how do you make absolutely sure that none of that hard work gets lost in the ether? Well, this brings us to the final ritual of the day, a process that makes sure every single bit of effort is captured and made permanent. It's called the daily save point. And yeah, it's just like in a video game. It's that moment where you make all your progress permanent so you can log off without a single worry.
The cleric is the one who facilitates this whole ritual, making sure every completed task, every decision, every new piece of knowledge gets written down into the codex. Absolutely nothing is ever lost between sessions. This save point ritual is all about upholding the single most important principle in this entire framework, and it's not a suggestion, it is an ironclad rule. If it is not written, it does not exist. Basically, if a decision or a piece of work doesn't get recorded in the codex, it's like it never even happened. And the cleric is the guardian of this critical rule.
And this is why that rule is so incredibly important. Following this discipline, it transforms what would be just a messy pile of documents into a living, breathing memory for your company. It means you could bring on a new AI agent or even a new person, and they could get up to speed almost instantly just by reading the codex. Your company starts to build a resilience that goes way beyond just what you can remember.
So there you have it. The cleric starts your day with total clarity and ends it with permanence. They are that quiet coordinator in the background that makes an AI-powered solo business not just possible, but organized, resilient, and most importantly, sustainable. They make sure your world is saved every single day. So the only question left is, are you ready for tomorrow's session?